Miss Doreen Owusu,
Yes.
welcome to Thrive Sage,
Thank you.
where we empower the mind to do extraordinary things. We're happy to have you. This has been long coming.
Yes, it has been.
So finally we have you here and we are happy to have you.
I'm happy for you having me here. Thank you.
So basically, I'll just start with the status, the basics, right? For a young lady like yourself, what do you think has been the most important preparation to be able to reach this height in your career, in your life, that I call you the soft mama, that by the grace of God, you have attained success, which a lot of people dream about? What preparation has gone into such a thing?
Okay, so one of my biggest assets that have contributed greatly to becoming who I am is the background I come from. I was privileged to have a very determined mother who wanted to see her children succeed. She would always say that I am not as educated, but I want my girls to be very educated.
That's right.
I was grateful to have uncles who believe in education. So they supported my mom
That's right.
in making sure that we got education. My mom said that the greatest inheritance she could leave us was two things: education and God.
Wow.
So when we're growing up, I grew up in the Church of Pentecost.
Oh,
Yeah, and my mom had a book for us. It is called No Bible, No Breakfast.
no Bible,
No
no
breakfast.
breakfast.
No breakfast. It was that simple.
Non-negotiable.
It's non-negotiable. So if you won't go to church, you won't read your Bible, you won't eat. And she was really particular about
You
it.
go lame.
Yes. And when you go to church and you come back home, it wasn't like you've gone to church, you've come back home. You have to tell her what you learned
Wow.
and what you're going to use in your life for that week, and she'll be monitoring you.
Application.
Yes. So we grew up on that basis.
That's right.
We didn't know
That's right.
that our future was being formed properly for us.
Wow.
Another thing my mom did well was to make sure we always listened to BBC and then CNN. Those days it wasn't very popular. It was only on GBC Ghana.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's
Good.
right.
But she would make sure you listen.
This will be in the 90s.
Yes. She said, you listen. We didn't understand. She said, listen, just be there. Little did we know our diction, pronunciations and all that. We were picking it from there. So it wasn't until I got to secondary school and I was speaking with a couple of my colleagues, and they said, the first thing was, Ufa broche ne bayana. And I'm like, I'm an Ashanti.
That's right.
Ghanaian born, true and true. Me plain, me fair be that. So what are you talking about?
That's right.
Your diction,
Wow, non-profit.
the way you speak.
That's right.
I still couldn't connect it until after when I made it to Gempa.
Yeah.
Then I started realizing the benefit of all that we've been exposed to.
That's right.
Magazines we were made to read even if we didn't want to.
That's right.
Summaries we were forced to do
That's
for
right.
her even if you didn't want to.
That's right.
And my mom always make sure you bring all your friends home so that she could guide you as to who was okay and who was not.
Okay.
And all that shaped us into becoming who we are. She allowed you to explore positive things.
That's right.
So when I graduated from secondary school, I told my mom I wanted to go to Kumasi for my tertiary education. And she asked why. I said, I'm an Ashanti. I don't know anything about my culture.
You got to go back to your background.
I said she was all up for it. For 3 years, my mom allowed me to be in Ashanti.
That brings your statement you were making earlier to me, right?
Yes.
Our children have to look back to the past.
Yes.
Please tell me that again.
So I visited Commercial Bank this week
That's right.
to work on something.
That's right.
And whilst I was going into the operations office to go and get what I needed,
That's
I
right.
saw a writing on the wall.
That's right.
Said our children will be looking to the past for their history.
That's right.
Let us make sure we become architects of the future. I actually didn't get the name, but I will go back there and I'll get it.
Whoa. Look, I'm very happy you brought a very interesting side of the conversation of your history, because you say your mom makes you listen to BBC, CNN, when he didn't make much sense of it.
Of course.
Plus, he makes you read the word of God, even interpret what you learned and how to apply it. What do you think is the direct contrast from those years, the pre-internet years or pre-social media years, and today? And how is it affecting our current generation negatively, looking at yourself?
Okay, so before internet, information was really censored.
That's right.
Journalism was really guarded.
That's right.
It wasn't everything that was allowed to be put on air.
That's right.
Our emotional health was considered.
That's right.
Now, I'm saying this, let me use an example. When the Gaza-Israel war started,
that's right,
I went online and the first thing I saw was BBC saying, Israel is bombing Gaza, follow life. And it's like you're watching a Hollywood movie.
That's right.
Bombing going on live. This time, during our time, you wouldn't have access to this information.
That's right.
By the time you receive it, it's about a month or so old.
It will be dead news.
It has been censored. But now, you are watching live people being killed. There was something this morning I was reading. They said stabbing occurring somewhere, I should follow live. Children are watching these things.
Yeah.
Adults are watching these things.
Yeah.
It is affecting our mental health.
That's right.
It is changing our perspective about life.
That's right.
Now there is more fear.
That's right.
Human beings fear each other.
That's right.
Because of the information we are consuming.
That's right.
But you and I, our time, the information was so censored.
That's right.
That everything looks so beautiful.
That's
and
right.
so perfect.
To protect the children.
To protect the children. To protect even adults.
That's right.
The level of dementia now is crazy. The information we are consuming. And everything is supposed to be in real time.
That's
in
right.
real time. I'm asking myself, if it's not in real time, would something go wrong?
That's right.
Why can't we just censor some of these things? It's not everything that has to be live. And because everything is live, our children have these phones, smartphones, which they are smarter with the phones than us.
Yeah.
And you are thinking that, oh, I've put in child block on it. Oh, forget
parental
it.
Control.
They would open it. And they are seeing this, and it is informing their minds about what the world is supposed to be.
That's right.
It is teaching them that it is okay to be violent.
That's right.
It is okay. Who wants to go and watch nice things?
Nothing. Nobody.
It's boring.
It's boring.
Look at the kind of video games our children are playing now.
Violent,
Very
zombies,
violent. I'm telling
guns,
you,
ammunition.
Guns, ammunition.
Yeah. Robbery.
Robbery. You and I will play Monopoly, and you can play Monopoly for a very long time before you win anything.
That's right.
And it was teaching us about investments.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't have
consistency,
what
patience.
What is Monopoly to a modern day child? Whilst he has that phone, he can just
He wants everything fast.
He wants everything fast. He's killing people. He's jumping over a wall, and everybody's not a Superman. What are you going to?
That brings me to my next question. Very interesting. How do you perceive the education that ladies receive, as it were, compared to your time? That put you, is it better today? Are they advantageous in getting enrolled or getting employed compared, like, are they parity with men? That kind of imbalances that we used to suffer with women, is it working out? Is it getting better now?
Gradually it's getting better.
Yeah.
Now more and more people are recognizing that the woman has a brain.
That's right.
And it's a good one. And
That's
if
right.
exploited right,
That's
will
right.
be beneficial to society. If Rimamu says, if you educate a man, you educate a single individual.
Yeah.
But if you educate a woman, you educate a nation, which is true.
Yeah.
Because women are the custodians of the nation. I strongly believe, that if women say that there should be world peace, there will be world peace.
That's right.
Apart from the first man who was created by God,
Yeah.
any other man came from a woman.
A woman. It's true.
Any other man is married to a woman.
That's right.
They have sisters, they have aunties. We control them.
That's right.
So when we say it is enough, the men will listen.
Yeah.
But we haven't really even come to the understanding of the full potential deposited in us and the power we hold. So even as of now, we are still holding second fiddle. Because most of the young girls, when you even try to encourage them to stand on their feet, they think they need a man beside them to push.
Yeah.
They can't. Someone told me, we are all not as strong as you are.
Are
you joking?
How is this feminine energy that is supposed to be positive? Because I know if it is a positive energy, it will cause a man to even reach for higher heights he wouldn't on himself or by himself be able to achieve. This is a very powerful energy, the character, the put togetherness of a woman, that even if he disappoints his partner, he feel bad enough. So for that alone, he will hold himself to the highest standards. Why are women, quote and unquote, some women rather want to be like men? This toxic femininity feminism that we are experiencing, because you just espouse the fact that you hold so much power even with your femininity. Why don't we explore that and pursue that? Because you are not a woman by accident. Why do some women want to be like men?
Because we haven't been taught how to explore our femininity, to accept it, to see it as a weapon, as an authority, but not as a diminishing thing in us, not as inferiority.
That's right.
So masculinity is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It comes naturally to men.
Yeah.
I can be very powerful through being very assertive. And that comes naturally to me.
Yeah.
Because God has given it to me.
It's an instrument, inherent.
It is inherent.
That's
it's
right.
within me.
That's right.
It's within my voice. It is within the way I carry myself.
That's right.
But we have to be trained, one, to accept it. Two, to know how to harness this femininity for the benefit of ourselves and our society. We think that if you're a feminine person, it means you are soft and people can walk over you. No, it is not true. Femininity, being a feminist, having that femininity thing is what makes me empathize with you. And so my colleagues can walk into my office and tell me they are hungry.
That's right.
It is because of that feminine instinct I can understand and share my bread with them. But if I'm masculine, Master, go buy your own food though. Is that not what you do?
It is.
So they can't work, bring food.
Yeah.
They don't pay you. If you all of us they pay. Now they can't sit here talk me say you're hungry. Better give you money. Go buy, Master, go find your own level.
But the woman nurtures.
Because of that femininity in her. So if you are made to understand these things, know that it is a blessing.
That's right.
It is unique.
That's right.
And because of that, you can use it to hold everyone in check.
I like where you are right now, because it brings me back to one of the questions I wanted to ask you when we're driving here. I think that because of this misconception alone, 1,001 marriages have also broken down.
Really?
What is the expectation that somebody should come into a union with a partner, or in choosing a partner as a lady like you? What is it that he has to negotiate for? What should she look out for? The meeting she has to have for herself before she go out seeking a partner. Because once she understands who she is, then there's no cause for alarm or confusion or conflict of interest whatsoever.
Yeah. Woman, I always say, woman, know thyself.
That's right. Powerful.
You have to know yourself. Now, one of the greatest gifts I always say I will have been given is not marrying early.
Wow.
Because I have used that time to discover who I am.
So when you're not marrying early, it's not time to party and chill and chase after men. It's to discover yourself.
Actually, the men are supposed to chase after us. Sincerely, I love being chased.
Yes.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yes. Because we're hunters.
Yes.
That's right. But somehow, when a man has money, it's like the women are doing the hunting.
So at the end of the day, he will only use you and dump you.
Too bad.
And go for the one that has refused to acknowledge his money and all that he has. Wow. He just can't understand. Yeah. Why do I have everything? This girl still no, they see me. If you see me.
Because she has self-wealth.
She has self-wealth. She knows herself. She knows what she wants. She knows what she values. So she might value character. Yeah. And not just money.
That's right.
See, we can make money together. But the character of a man, that one, the man builds on his own. And you as a woman, you should know the character you want to live with.
That's right.
So if you want an honest man,
yeah,
how would you know you want an honest man? Unless you know yourself.
That's right.
Then you know that you cannot stand a dishonest man. So he has money, but he's dishonest. Confidently tell him no. Because at the end of the day, you'll be sad. He'll give you money. You'll still not be satisfied. You'll be going after that young man who is very honest. Because when he says he's here, you can go to bed knowing that as for this one, I can trust him.
But they say there's a popular quote on the social media.
Which is what?
I'd rather cry in a Mercedes than be happy in a hamlet or a wretched house.
Yeah, they would poison themselves and kill themselves. They end up with depression. They'll be going to hospital plenty, and God forgive you if you are a friend to that person. You cannot sleep. They will call you. 6 hours, they're on the phone with you, and you want to sleep. This girl will not let you sleep. You are complaining. You're like, did I force you?
Who asked you to enter?
You said you want to cry in a Mercedes. Yeah. Cry in it. But that Mercedes, if you are with an honest, hardworking young man,
yeah,
give it time.
Yeah.
A man of vision and purpose.
Yeah.
He will not only buy you a Mercedes, he will fly you to the moon.
And
you will still be a very happy woman. Happy married woman. He will come home with the flowers. He will come home with a chocolate, and you will be happy. Your children will be happy. You can confidently tell anybody that is my husband.
That's right.
If you don't take it, that Mercedes, you ask yourself how many people are sat in front there. How many women have
sat? It's a total Mercedes.
I am telling you.
What do you think is lacking in the parenting of these days? Do we have too much laxity with kids? Like we give them too much room? It's like the social fabric of our kids is decaying. The very fabric of like Ghanaian empathy, kindness, humility. It's like we are losing it. The decadence is too much. What do you think we are missing?
What we are missing are our grandparents. Our grandparents are dying. Our parents and grandparents are dying too early.
From stress?
From stress, from working too hard to make sure all of us got to where we are. So they sacrificed their health.
Wow.
Most of them ended up with diabetes, pressure, all of us. So it has to take them out.
Wow.
Because, before this time, if you go into a family, you have the mother, you have the grandmother.
That's right.
So there was always someone to guide a child.
That's right.
Always. There was the father, there's the grandfather. There are the uncles. And it's the whole society that is raising this single young individual.
Yeah.
You cannot get it wrong.
That's right.
I was raised with my grandmother, my mother, my grandmother, and my uncles. I would be beaten if I came second in the class.
Really?
Yes. My uncles would scrutinize your test papers. And there was one in particular. He never joked with my education.
Yeah.
He would beat me for being second. I told him it was a guy who was first. I said,
Today, you are equally
good.
Good enough.
So the next time when I was first, and the teacher decided that, because she's a girl, look, I fought my way in school. I said, I'm not going home.
You stood up for yourself.
I stood up for myself because I knew I'll be beaten.
You don't want that beatings.
I don't want that.
Especially when it's your right.
When it's my right.
That's right.
So you see how the parenting has changed now.
Yeah.
And those days, our mothers, most of them were self-employed. Now, a lot of us are career women.
That's right.
We go to work. We come home with targets.
That's right.
If I tell you the targets on my head right now.
Yeah.
When I get home and I'm married, I have kids. All I want to do is get every food set up nicely. So to have the energy to sit down and the young lady will come to the kitchen, she will be messing up, and I don't have that patience.
That's right.
Because I need to get this thing done and go back to my day job.
That's right. So lack of time. We are too busy.
We are busy.
And then we rent it out. We outsource the parenting out.
We are outsourcing the parents to
nannies.
Because our mothers are not there anymore. Our grandmothers are not there anymore to hold the fort and raise the children the way they raised us.
So the nuclear family hasn't really helped us.
I don't think the nuclear family is the best.
Because I have some Indian families in Ghana here.
I'm telling you,
everybody's in the house.
I am not a big subscriber to the nuclear family. I'm not a big subscriber to it. I believe in, yes, you having your space. But the easiest way to get out of depression is when there's plenty of people around you. They refuse to allow you sink into yourself.
That's right.
They refuse.
That's powerful.
Yes, they refuse. This one will call you. This one is throwing something. This child is doing this. Depression never go.
That's right. That's right.
Yes. But now we are living in huge houses.
Secludity.
With fence walls that can build another house. With electronic barbed wires. And you can barely even see your neighbor.
You can't.
But we are not happy.
We are the saddest generation.
We are the saddest generation. We are not happy.
Suicide is going up.
Thank you. Our children are now becoming fatter. The rate
obesity is
amazing because the children are always indoors.
Eating.
You and I, we will play. Look, at 6 p.m. I was going to play chaskele with my neighbors.
That's right.
6 p.m. Chaskele.
That's right.
Yeah, but till 9. Then everybody disperses and go. Where are you going to get obesity from? They have assaulted all the
Too much exercise.
Too much exercise. So you see, this nuclear family thing, you're too precious.
Those community parenting that we used to have.
Now, free adapting.
I know my right.
Yes, adapting lifestyle that are alien to us rigidly.
That's right.
You know, the white people like the nuclear family.
Yeah.
Good. But we cannot adapt it rigidly as they do.
Verbatim.
We can't.
We copy blindly.
We can't.
Yeah.
Especially we career women.
That's right.
Because we leave the house in the morning. If you live like somewhere like Oyarefa and you work in the CBD.
That's right.
The time you'll be leaving home to beat traffic.
Dawn.
And the time you'll be getting home.
Late.
And if every woman, elderly woman in your neighborhood, in your family is a witch. Who is going to raise your children?
You have branded everybody a witch.
Thank you. Who is going to raise your children for you?
They will leave them to you.
Thank you. So what happens is now you now going and bring a stranger who you don't know.
And you accept that.
And you don't even know the spirit they carry. Let me tell you a story a friend told me. I have some of my friends from secondary school. We are still very close.
That's right.
She's a nurse and she said, Mommy, that's how she calls me, Mommy. I don't know how to go about this. I said, okay, what's the problem? They live in a block of the semi-detached properties.
Okay.
Gated community.
Yeah.
Because she is a nurse, she has structured her work and everything such a way that she goes to pick her own children and takes them home all the time.
Okay.
And her neighbor, the two couple are all corporate people, very busy. They live in the morning, they come in the evening.
That's right.
So they have a nanny.
Yeah.
Apparently, when they leave home, the nanny watches pornography and watches it with the children.
You don't mean it.
I was shocked the day she told me. And so the boy, the younger boy, has now also started practicing
what they are watching. Stripping him of the innocence of childhood.
I tell you. The day she told me, I froze. I said, you have to tell them. Or see, even the way they carry themselves, she's afraid to go and approach them that this is what is happening in your home.
Oh, bad enough.
So wouldn't it have been better if it was your in-law who was taking care of the children or your mother?
Yeah.
And your papa.
And your papa. It would have helped.
You brought in a stranger because everybody is a witch.
That's right. You branded everybody bad enough. You trust outsiders. And look at what you're doing to your kids. indoctrinating them with pornography.
At the end of the day, you make a lot of money, but you don't have anybody to live it to.
Why is financial freedom coming from that angle of busyness that almost take out every other important thing, especially raising kids, which is a very critical thing, because eventually that's what you're coming back to after retirement. Whether you did a good job or not, you would know after so much of time away. Is it the financial freedom in marriage and in a relationship? Why is it like the bedrock? Because of that, nobody wants to sacrifice himself. I mean, shouldn't we have a woman working and a man at home, or a man working and a woman at home?
It's because we don't trust, and nobody trusts anybody. I don't trust you enough to believe that when I take a back seat, so I take a smaller pay cutting job, my husband,
So that you have time.
I have time. My husband is really going to be there for me financially. We don't trust each other. We are married, but we don't trust each other.
Because of experiences are bringing cultural pressure?
Because of one experiences, and because we each other, we go into marriage with this funny concept of self. I'm looking for my self-interest even in the marriage.
We are not a team.
Not a team. Whilst we should be looking out for each other. There's something I heard from Uncle Ebo. You know, Uncle Ebo doesn't have a child.
Yes. I learned this recently.
Good. And I listened to him a lot.
Yeah.
And one of the things I was asking myself, how can this couple stay married up to this stage?
40 years together.
40 years. And then in one of his presentations to his wife, on celebrating her on her birthday, Florence, he mentioned how they did it. So when they got married and the marriage was not, the children were not coming, pressure was coming from his family towards the woman. Sat the mother, sisters down. He said, this is my wife.
Yeah.
Whether we give birth or we don't give birth, it is none of your business. Yours, you have given birth already. That's your business. Don't come into my home and worry my wife. If not, don't come here at all.
Wow.
Number one. Number two, then he had a meeting with the wife, and they made a commitment, an agreement, that for the rest of their lives, they are going to dedicate their life to each other. I'm going to do everything to make you happy and comfortable. You're also going to do everything to make me happy and comfortable. So if that is the get-go, why won't everything work?
So
and they kept their word. So you see the level Florence is at in our globe.
That's right.
And look at how popular and respected Uncle Ebo White is.
That's right. And he has no turbulence at home.
Nothing.
So what are we missing? What is this key ingredient? Is the money is coming from mistrust, or lack of it is what's causing the confusion?
When we decide to get married, why are we getting married? No, seriously.
Companionship?
Yeah, good. And so if you are seeking out the same things, it becomes easier.
That's right.
If you value family and you marry someone who values family, it is easier along the line. You both of you can sit and say, we don't want to lose our children.
That's right.
Now, who is earning more income?
That's right.
It could be the woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, so is that something the man can do about his job? Tweak his job a bit, his schedules a bit, so that he can be home more often to make sure we don't lose our kids.
That's right.
Or is can the woman tweak her schedules a bit to make sure that she's also home, so that the home is kept intact?
Yeah.
So you have to sit down and have a dispassionate conversation about
honest conversation.
Honest conversation.
Because it's for a long haul.
It's for a long haul, and it starts when you want to get married.
Not when you are in it already.
No, your value system. That is why I say know thyself.
Yeah.
If you value family, you value children, then you are going to look out for a spouse, a husband who also values these things.
That's right.
So in the future, it is not a problem.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
I do.
I have a friend who values his mother so much that now the wife is looking for someone who take care of his mother.
Nice.
He doesn't joke with his mother.
Nice. That's non-negotiable.
It's non-negotiable.
That's the basics for him.
It's the basics for him.
If you love to take care of my mom.
If you love my mom to stay with us, he said the mom has a nanny who helps.
That's right.
But the thing is that he wants his mother to be with him as long as the woman wants.
Lives.
Yes, right. Because he has certain experiences with his dad, and so he has decided that once the woman is alive, he really wants the woman to be close, and he's the last born.
That's right.
Good. So for him, any woman who wouldn't want the in-law to live in the house,
right.
like in the same compound,
yeah,
it's a non-starter. So you see, when you have, this is what you want.
That's right.
You go out there, you search for a person who believes in the same
values.
thing.
That's right.
It is not a problem.
That's right. So then my main question about that concept: how do you think that a married man or a young businessman who is doing well, why do you think he needs a wife? Haven't discussed what a woman can provide. What does a woman bring to the table that a man needs him to be with him?
Hey, we are the table. We are the food. We are everything. What do you mean by what do we bring to the table? What are you talking about? We are the table, we are the food. We cook the meal and put it on the table.
What are the positive influences of the woman in his life?
So,
a busy man who has a partner.
The greatest asset a busy man can have in a woman, a wife, is a woman who knows how to organize around him and give him peace.
That's right.
A busy man needs two things: proper coordination and then peace, so that when he goes out, he doesn't think about what's happening at home.
His back is covered.
His back is covered.
He has a capable partner.
He has a capable partner.
A willing partner.
Yes. And so he just, when he's doing his business, he's doing his business. He knows when I go home, barely would they call me and tell me my child is sick, is in the hospital. Even if it comes, I know my wife is there. Once my wife is there, I know it is done.
There's peace.
So after he's done with his meeting, then he goes home. So a busy young businessman, they need two things from their wives.
That's right.
Apart from the respect and the submission and all those other things. A woman who can organize around him. How do I mean by organize? A woman who can look at his wife and say that, lately you haven't been sleeping well.
That's right.
I have to change your diet.
That's right.
You have to eat this way so that you can have sound sleep. Wake up in the morning, feeling fresh, go to your business.
Wow.
My husband, you see, you are gaining weight. Now your belt is getting bigger.
That's right.
You need to get to the gym.
That's right.
Okay. So my husband likes to wear suits on Mondays. He likes to wear kaftans on Tuesdays. She organizes it that way.
And coordinate them effortlessly.
Coordinate them with the shoes, with the socks and everything. So when he gets up in the morning, he goes into the wardrobe. Whichever one he picks, it works. He doesn't think it's a no-brainer for him. It is done. His meals are sorted out. Then he can comfortably get into his car and go. Sometimes, if the woman wants to go the extra mile, they would even read the papers and tell you that, looking at your businesses, you know what is happening.
It almost sounds like a fairy tale to me. Is this happening? But is it there?
You know, I had the privilege of speaking to a married couple, a very popular married couple.
That's right.
I cannot mention their name. But you know what? The man became so powerful because of the wife. This is what the wife was doing.
I wouldn't disagree with that.
This is what the wife was doing.
I wouldn't disagree with
At a certain point, when the wife realized that the man was climbing the career
ladder so
politically, she resigned from her work and went to
organize him. Like your mama says, Lordina organizes around him.
Ah, okay. That was what she
That
was
he
doing.
thanks her every time.
That is what she was doing. So the husband doesn't even read Ghanaian Times, so graphic, anything. She was the one who does the reading. She's one of my mentors. She really loves me.
So if we have so much chaos in our marriage system today, is it because of the intellectual intimacy bankruptcy issue you were talking about?
It's not mainly international bankruptcy issue. It's also because we ourselves, the two people who are married, we don't even know who we are. We are discovering ourselves in the marriage.
Which should happen before the marriage.
That is, if you didn't marry early, then you have to do the self-discovery on your own.
That's right.
But if you married early, the two of you have to be prepared to do the self-discovery together.
That's right.
so that you don't grow apart.
So the bedrock of successful marriage will be the unity.
The unity.
The force together.
Can two work together except they
agree? Except they agree.
We have to agree that I am coming from a different background. You are coming from a different background. We are going to make a home together. The Bible says, and the two shall become one. It is the becoming that is the problem. It is the becoming.
It doesn't seem like it's getting any better.
Because we are all entrenched.
Extremities.
Exactly. I must get what I want at all costs. I am your wife.
That's
I
right.
am your husband.
That's
you
right.
must submit to me.
That's right.
You must love me. Any other word?
Why can't people see that when the other person is rising and it's for the benefit of the two, like you said, he should take the back seat? Is it like the lack of trust?
The lack of trust. And you two must talk. Communication is key.
Yeah. Agreeableness for me.
Good quality communication is key.
Yeah.
Sit your partner down.
Yeah.
Have a dispassionate conversation.
How can a wife empower her husband to succeed?
Really? You go to school. You see, my grandmother used to do something to my uncles. He would call all of them home, cook their favorite meal for them, and then she would start a conversation. Barago, it would what you want to ask her. Of to ask you go to. Ask your buyer, to ask it. And then so on to ask it. They are eating, each one is eating their favorite meal. And she's having a conversation with him. The next time he comes back,
Wow.
That's simple.
Subtle empowerment.
Subtle empowerment. Because you see, men have something they call ego. That thing, if you don't know how to handle it. No, what's in Chiribo, what was in your Kenyan I want. But if you know how to harness it, it is for your benefit.
Stroke it gently.
That is why the elderly women will. I love the Bible. Apostle Paul said something, or say young women, go to the elderly women who have married for long, for them to teach you how to marry.
But our young ones say our grandmothers don't know any better. Because that's the bigger problem. Anytime you have to advise a young lady that she should go to the mother, she should go to the grandmother, she says they didn't have freedom of speech, they didn't have social media, and even if they were abused, they wouldn't have anybody to tell. And because of that mirage of some self-seeking freedom, that's where we are.
You have to be guarded with your words.
That's right.
The Bible says, let your words be seasoned with salt. I have the ability to speak. It doesn't mean I speak with no control.
That's right.
You have to know, say you are dealing with another human being who also have emotions.
That's right.
Into when you kasa basa basa no. When you yere kasa basa basa, kasa nenim keke no.